talking on Twitter that could potentially be a mid lane Ezreal.
And I love this. The flexibility coming in from G2, something you always have to appreciate, something you always have to be incredibly frustrated with if you're going up against them when it comes to drafting. Now G2...
Do I have to play Sejuani? Please don't make me pick it.
He's going to do it.
Could also pick up the Yuumi here if you didn't want to show your hand.
All right, Lee Sin. So he's free from Sejuani prison. Of course, I love Lee Sin in general on anyone who has the mechanics to execute him. Excellent engage, excellent disengage, can be a strong early snowball. But how does Xerxes want to respond to this? Does he just go down the tier list, grab the next available champion, or is he going to give us something a bit spicy? For now, it'll be the blind pick, GP paired, it looks like, with the Nautilus, which, as we know, is a flex pick for Origen.
Yasuo.
Yasuo?
I would love Elise and Yasuo. I think it'd be super fun. No surprise to see that Jankos can grab the Lee Sin. You said, you know, does Xerxes kind of move down onto the tier list? Frankly, Lee Sin just isn't really Xerxes' champion. Like, of course, he can play it, but it's not necessarily the champion that he's really well known for. So I see it more as G2 again grabbing picks that they feel comfortable with. A lot of flex picks still, as Set now gets locked in. We know that they can play it in mid and top lane position. I'm still not sold that that's just bot lane Ezreal.
And the thing that I love about the Set here is that it also kind of calls out the Nautilus flex pick. Set should be incredibly fine just beating up on a Nautilus in the mid lane if Origen do want to utilize that pick. Downside is Frost, one of my least favorite combos right now in League of Legends is Aphelios with Nautilus. Yes, it's a lot of damage, but Nautilus doesn't peel good. He goes in very well. He does not peel well, and you're going to have to get a Set and a Lee Sin off your backline. That's a very difficult task for Destiny.
I mean, he doesn't feel well for champions that can like immediately get back there and maybe insect kick you. He's really good if champions are just running slowly at him, because all he's got to do is tap him with his auto attack and get the stagger going.
It's true. But the Vladimir and the Corki also going to get banned out. I wonder if we see the Azir banned too. That was the focus in the previous game. We might be seeing some of the scrim draft trends start to show through, but none of the scaling options really enabled outside of the GP so far.
It's also just one of the champions that Nukeduck has been a bit more prevalent on when he gets his hands on Corki. I think he's one of our better Corki players in the league.
With a little Blanc now taken off. Yeah, and I think you can think back just even last year to a number of fantastic Nukeduck Corki performances.
I'm not a big fan of Nukeduck on more of the tank-oriented champions like his Ornn and his Nautilus. Yeah, he does his job, but it's always just kind of a feels bad when you see someone like Nukeduck forced on tank duty.
Also, just last week when it was Nukeduck playing into Syndra, they just didn't do anything with the pick. The Akali, though, banned away.
See what type of information we get from G2. They could just grab the Yuumi here, and that would pretty much tell us that it was going to be the Yuumi Ezreal bot lane. Maybe they grab another pick that we're not sure where anything's going.
Braum. Ooh, taking the time on this one. It's going to be one of the two. But as you said, it gives away a lot of information, the support pick here. Braum, of course, still hides the nature of the Ezreal as a potential flex pick, whereas Yuumi, as you said, would just about 100% confirm it to the bottom lane. So trying to leverage that. But Zac coming in is a big deal. Now, Xerxes was historically a very big Zac player in the jungle. And the question is, how much of Origen's time has been spent trying to leverage this as a potential flex pick?
This is an Orianna dream composition right now. You just hand that ball to Xerxes, you let him fly in.
We're seeing so much Wombo combo today.
I like it.
Execution, though, always becomes the name of the game when you see a composition like this. Of course, it's easy for all 5 champions just to push R at the same time, but you have to find the enemy team grouped. The last lock-in will be the Echo. So it looks like Perkz will take that into the mid lane, try to bully out the Orianna. Wonder will be left on that top lane island up against Alphari's GP. We've seen this matchup go both ways.
Okay, taking a step back and looking at the composition, there's a lot of mid-game initial power spikes for G2's composition, whereas I think you don't get that same luxury with Origen. They are much more geared towards waiting for late-game scaling. That said, I still don't feel that Origen automatically get the scaling, because if Ezreal can survive, his damage output is ridiculous, but it is easier for Origen in hyper late game to outperform here. I'm really interested to see how Perkz is going to utilize the roam potential for Echo. When Echo has access to ultimate, when he gets his initial completed item, he skirmishes in the river exceptionally well. And when you have a Lee Sin tag behind you and you have a player like Perkz piloting him, who is so good at finding windows to roam, this pick can really start popping off. So my eyes are how Perkz is going to make this Echo shine.
And how OG are going to find these engages on the opposite side, because it's not immobile champions. Everyone on this team has the dash potential to move forward, to find a way outside of the set. Execution, name of the game. And can bad boy Barney up in the top lane. Straight out of Wales, baby. Let's go. Can he get it done on the GP? One of the strongest GP players in the league. Have to find out who's going to come out on top. OG versus G2.
A clash of titans. That will be the last time I say that. You can keep me honest. I want to focus in on Set versus Alphari, particularly because Wonder took the Hail of Blades keystone as opposed to Conqueror. So when I was talking to Whippo about the GP versus Set matchup, his general opinion was, Set's broken. But if you are really good at chaining together Gangplank's passive, getting that burn damage and constantly poking him out, you can actually try to out-damage the sustain that Set can bring into lane, and it doesn't have to be super one-sided towards the Set. Gangplank has options where he can try to play aggressively around this pick. That said, it's still easier for the Set, and Whippo felt that the agency was really on Gangplank to overperform here. So our eyes will be on Alphari to see how he's going to deal with Wonder and how he's going to deal with that Hail of Blades, which obviously can really help you smack pretty quickly with Set's combo.
It's just very, very powerful in the early game. And I think important to note that GP has the power to just aggressively reset that passive anytime he pops a barrel. So something that Wonder's going to know as well, obviously, anytime you've been a top laner from 2015 onward, you've had to play GP at some point, so both these guys are going to be more than comfortable in the matchup. For now, though, G2 invading on the bottom side, laying down a little bit of vision. It is the Raptor Star coming from Xerxes, but the red buff's going to be denied, and Yanko's now going in, bowling 3 stacks, 4. He might be able to get the passive as well here. Knockbacks there.
Oh, that minion.
Aftershock proc. Xerxes is going to walk away. He'll heal up at a decent pace in the jungle, especially since he already has the smite, but Jankos is just now walking into mid lane. Nuke Duck going to have to be careful here. Kick connects. Jankos cannot miss. Chunking out the jungler, chunking out the mid lane. Incredible start for Jankos.
And now you burn a paw off of the Oriana, so it's going to feel really good for Perks to take very aggressive trades with his Electrocute, and the fact that he has Corrupting Potion right there, and Jankos is not done. He is just destroying
jumps
Xerxes.
over the wall, but the kick is there. Can he make it over the wall in time? Jankos.
He thought about flashing. I saw his hand was hovering.
And this is one of the reasons that we don't see so much Zac, as everyone talks about this, is, yeah, Zac's great at setting up ganks, but he can't duel for his life. This champion does not do anything in a one-on-one.
And out the gate, G2 have thrown a wrench in everyone's plans, and it's so important when you slow down Xerxes, as now Caps still holding on to Flash, so using his Essence Reaver to disengage. I'm going to take over for play-by-play.
That's fine.
Slowly go back into my point. No one saw it.
It is not your turn to speak. I will continue talking.
Jankos throwing Xerxes out, I think, is so important because nothing really happens for Origen unless Xerxes is involved, which is why it was so critical early on when Xerxes kind of got figured out that Gragas was his big pick, and everyone's like, I know how to beat Origen. You just take away Gragas from him. And it's not just the Gragas pick, it's the fact that Xerxes is everything for the early game. He controls so much for them.
Oh, Sonic Wave connects over the wall.
How is he? It's targetable. That is a point-and-click ability for Jankos right now.
Can we vac ban in League of Legends? Is that a thing? Call him out for aimbotting? I guess it'd be scripting. It's weak.
Same. Workshop that one.
Xerxes, though, this is a desperate move. OG trying to leverage their bot lane priority that's been built up by Destiny and Upset here to take away this blue buff. But that's the team's on the way. Mickey's just going to try for the cheeky steal here. Destiny can step forward to body block, but he hasn't done so quite yet. Q's going to go in. Smite will come out. Xerxes will still get to level 3. In the meantime, Jankos has taken every single camp. He's gotten 3 buffs. He won't be able to get both Scuttle Crabs, but still very far ahead, I believe.
And unfortunately, it feels like the damage is done, especially particular top lane. Wonder has gotten the wave frozen on his side. You can see that Alphari has used his flash as well as his teleport. So Alphari has to be so careful right now. Jankos can smell it. Alphari knows it's coming.
Phase breaker. The flash is already gone from Alphari.
Jankos is trying to go really far around this vision because he suspects that this is warded. So he's going to wait for the hop over, and then go in for... Yep.
Alphari can step forward. We get the flash from Wonder to set up on the face breaker. This would be the time for it to miss, but Yanko simply cannot miss the pullback in the facebreaker. Alfari now trying to run for his life. Trial by fire has been procced. Alfari still running, ticking down. Red buff proc. One more auto. The shot back will not be enough, but now it's bot lane in trouble. That's Mickey taken down 1-for-1 across the map.
The G2 special comes in. They slam one side of the map, then you check the other side of the map, and someone's randomly died at 2v2 as Destiny is upset. Get the better of that.
Ooh, and the phase rush here is nice. Allows Nuke to extend the trade, and now Xerxes going to be unhappy about this one. Perk's going to try to dash his way out to safety. Can't go back in. That's not enough. And OG now ahead in kills. 400 gold up.
And this is the thing. You don't normally really think about Origen as a team to punish you in lane phase. It usually is through ganks, but that's now on the bottom side. Then we get a look at this.
The classic fake the back. OG pushed the wave in. They let it reset, and they just sat in that bush till G2 stepped forward. Clean play, and Cass and Mickey getting hit by one of the oldest tricks in the book.
I guess the silver lining is that Mickey held onto his flash. But, yeah, super clean.
I'm never sure if that's a good thing. And after someone dies, we're like, well, hey, at least he didn't flash.
Yeah, glass half full.
Yeah.
As I was saying, though, you don't normally think about Origen as a team to really attack you in the lane phase. They usually kind of sit back, they prioritize the farm, and they don't necessarily push their advantages as hard as they do into early game, especially through killing champions. But when you have a team like G2 who want to fight you, Origen proving that they can hang with the best, and they will fight you. Save for this top lane. This feels real bad.
Now, Fari has to be careful here. Xerxes on the way up. Now, the 2v2 should still go in the favor of G2, but they're going to spot Zach now. Are they still going to commit for the play? The knock up, the follow-up CC, the creep wave, a lot of things in favor of OG if they get the fight started on their terms, but a lot more difficult to execute. Once Zach goes in, he's not nearly as flexible as the Lee Sin.
I do think that the CC would really matter, though. If Xerxes went in and he managed to lock Wonder and Yanko down, and Wonder didn't get good value out of his shield, then it could potentially still go in favor of Origen, especially over an extended fight. But as Wonder ticks over to 6, obviously you don't want to mess with that elbow drop.
Giving him the respect he deserves. And interesting choices coming in here from Wonder. It looks like trying to extend the lead that he's built for himself by going for some aggressive early mastery choices and having Yanko support him on that side of the map. As he will go for the Cole there. But meanwhile in the mid lane, I really thought this was going to be a hugely Echo-favored matchup, but this phase rush for Nukeduck just means that Perks can't just zoom out every time he wins a trade. Nukeduck just keeps extending these trades to even them out.
Here comes Xerxes trying to see if he can get that ultimate out of Perks.
The trade though, Xerxes going to walk past on Vision. Now they're going to know exactly where he is, but I don't think this bothers them too much. Alfari going to get engaged on once again. The camp is coming through here. Wonder can go for the pullback on the facebreaker, but Alfari is just fast enough. That has to be time warp tonic, just giving him just that edge on movement speed to go out to safety.
Also really well barrel placement from Alfari. He's playing this as well as he could for the disadvantage that he was put down so early by losing his flash and his TP. So yeah, the tent has been set up for Jankos, but it's not paying off. Jankos has lost a lot of time, a lot of speed through this jungle.
It's Perks' turn.
He can dive.
For now, he can get the honey fruit.
It's a big wave. Perks can definitely dive.
Setup is very difficult, though. Flash is almost up for Alfari. Very small window. I think G2 are just going to have to accept that this one is not going to work out. And that means that all of what Jankos did earlier on in the game to build up an advantage for himself in the jungle is now gone because of how well Alfari played on the top side. Because now Xerxes very comfortable, almost level 6. The CS is evened up. The experience is about evened up. Xerxes should take over to 6 either this camp or the next.
I think the concern for Perks there was wondering where Xerxes was. He placed the trinket onto the blue buff, and knowing that you have 3 camps up topside for Xerxes, you suspect he's going to be up there at some point. It's now bot lane.
The aggressive play here. Jankos now coming down, no longer focused on the top side. He's looking for the bottom, the kickback. The ult! Oh, that's clean team synergy there. Jankos may have wanted to take that one out, but a quick kill on the bottom side for G2. Xerxes, though, immediately responds.
Yep, trying to pick up this Herald. It's not going to be the fastest one that you've ever seen. It also means that if G2 want, they can suspect that Xerxes might go for the Herald, then trade it for the Drake. As you can see, Jankos hops over the wall, grabs the Drake. Caps is picking up the kill, as well as a tower plate for himself.
See who comes out on top in gold here. Of course, OG going to be behind, at least in the immediate future, just because the Herald has not been used yet. But Perk's really struggling here in the mid lane. You can see Nuke just continues to bully. And of course, as Echo gets a bit more itemization under his belt, this might get a little bit easier. Proto belt much cheaper than the Luden's Echo. Wonder has to be careful. Overstepping a little bit, but also the threat of the set 2v1 with a champion with as little damage as Zach has is very real.
Also, no information on Jankos or Perks. Maybe that measured playstyle coming in for Origen.
Mickey holding the wave here in mid. Just for Perks to get back in time. Nukeduck should be set up to take this blue buff. He can't continue to pressure in the mid lane. He is at a small... I don't even know if it's fair to say it's an item disadvantage. Boots 2 here is a pretty big deal.
Yeah, Ori still hits really hard. I think the matchup really plays if Echo can get underneath her. Like, he really has to commit for the all-in potential, and you try to play in between the Q cooldowns.
Caps getting aggressive, taking a lot of damage back. Snare is there. Upset getting bullied out of lane. Destiny spending a little bit too much time roaming means Upset just gets caught out. But it feels like at any moment we could just see an explosive, like 3v3 skirmish, 4v4. People are willing to commit teleports. It's just testing, poking, looking for a weakness on both sides.
I think kind of the match, if you will, to this explosion has now just been completed, and the fact that Jankos has access to warriors or completed warriors now, so he's going to be hitting pretty hard. He obviously level 7 for the last couple of skirmishes that we've seen from Jankos. He's been sitting at level 5 for so long, so now has access to the Dragon Rage kick. So we saw how effectively he used it bot lane in tandem with Ezreal. I have a feeling he'll go back, clear his jungle, and we're going to see a skirmish soon.
And Frost, we talked a lot about kind of the G2 composition. I just want to recap. Is this a game that we feel like the later it goes, the more OG favored it is?
I just think it's easier for Origen to execute. We talk about that a lot. But think about how difficult it is to fight G2 in like a fair fight because of how much mobility all of these champions have. And how G2 have been so good at executing on fights has been really fun to watch.
It goes
Jankos
through.
Going in.
Jankos to kick back though. Xerxes now coming in. The stun connects. Good bit of damage, but we're not getting anything else.
I'd really need to have another look at that replay to see what happened. I think Jankos went for the insec, but either fancy footwork from Nukeduck to get on the other side.
Oh, big damage though. Now trying to get out. Perks is going to get pulled back here. We'll need to ult out soon. Good Ezreal comes in. The kick's still up and available, but he doesn't need it. A Sonic Wave. That's a follow-up from G2. Going to grab that kill. It's well played overall.
Yeah, also inside track for G2 to get back into this mid lane. They have so much deep vision and so many control wars completely covering this river. What happened here? Okay, my eyes are on Nukeduck. How did he avoid this? Because it felt like Jankos hit him. You expected, oh, it's because he used the W to gap close to hit the Q.
He had nothing else. He had flash available technically, but now Mickey gonna give his life for something. Not clear what, but the Herald will now be used on the bottom side. Luckily, this is about to time out. It's going to be a few more tower plates for Upset, potentially the whole tower as well, depending on how aggressive Caps wants to get. Sets down the tower to make sure the Caps cannot E aggressively forward. And that's going to be a lot of gold over to Origen's carry. 510 into the pocket of the Jhin.
Yeah, just trying to springboard that guy. Jhin. Same difference, right?
Lots of... One gun, 4 shots. 5 guns, 50 shots.
Jhin only counts to 4. Helios counts much higher than that. No, obviously trying to springboard your big carry here in Upset. So 100% agree as he backs. You can see already completed the Essence Weaver. Boom, right in the back pocket. Feels nice.
Caps just looks like letting this one get pushed in. A little bit more damage there is... Perks now trading much more aggressively. The stun will come through, but Destiny's already on the way to the mid lane. Upset's here as well. Of course, ulti up for Perks. Quick phase dive to make this out of the way. G2 once again ready for a fight, ready for a skirmish, but Upset with the completed item. Nukeduck as well. Ulti up and available.
I actually think it's fine to let this one go if you're G2. You can just buy more time for Wonder, but Wonder is actually resetting himself. He says he's coming on to mid, so they're going to try to stall it out. Wonder's probably going to walk down, rotate for his team. Oh, no, he's going back top.
Ocean Drake is up and available. Doesn't seem like maybe one that teams want to fight for. Obviously, a lot of pings going down. Both teams aware that they can contest this objective.
I mean,
but...
G2 definitely want to skirmish.
No. That's not what they need whatsoever. They're getting caught out. Xerxes and Destiny now going to be in trouble. Parallel Convergence goes down. GPL now coming in. First trying to follow up. Destiny buys a little bit of time. Upset can look to step forward here. Big damage onto Jankos. Destiny going to be able to grab that kill. Perks now has to be careful. He has to retreat for the pop back. The damage onto Upset is going to be big. Perks not going to make it out to safety, though, in the end. The 1-for-1, the 2-for-1, rather, in favor of OG.
And that's some of that itemization difference coming in. I can understand that G2, they want to skirmish. Again, their champions have so much agency on them that they don't necessarily have to be super organized. They can fly in, they can make really chaotic moments, they can play that hit-and-run style League of Legends. It's not necessarily a 3v3, it's like a 1v1v1v1. But just definitely not respecting a lot of the tankiness that comes out of Zac, and also the damage that is coming out of Upset as he was free hitting for the longest time from that Krug camp.
Standing over the wall, lays down the ideal tower in the form of the Calibrum. Does a ton of damage here. Very well played. And there's a few plays now where I feel like G2 are a bit too keen, you know? Bit too thirsty. Now they do get the Ocean Drake. Maybe that helps. I don't know. But
quenches the thirst.
quenches the thirst. Maybe they'll calm down a little bit. But I suppose it is the nature of the composition that you do want to play aggressive. You do want to play for these bigger advantages.
It feels that in a very fast and chaotic fight, that G2 is going to come out on top. In a much more slower, controlled fight, that Origen will come out on top. But they've got the tools, initial itemization. Like you said, the proto belt cheaper than what Origen is going to be putting together
apparently
for
the
herself right
GLP,
now.
a little bit of a slow there.
The Super Soaker.
There you go.
I always call it the frozen hose.
I just call it the hose.
I always get in trouble for that one.
But it's fine. You give him the hose. To be fair, Upset's Q on the Infernum also looks exactly the same. So, 2 hoses in the game. Alfari.
Echo is one of those champions that you play in like those small trades. You run onto him, you push all your buttons, you wait for your short cooldowns, you rinse, repeat, and it's kind of like on the 3rd attempt that you go for the kill pressure there. So Alfari's like, I'm not even gonna play with this. Just buy time. It's fine. You guys got Herald.
Obviously, the part that most people miss about Echo's kit is that there is an execute on the passive of the W, parallel convergence. So if you do drop under a certain threshold, everything Echo does is just going to start hitting you like a truck. Top lane, Nukeduck's getting a decent amount of farm, but G2 very focused on killing this tower. Sadly, second creep wave is going to make sure it's big enough. Perk's doing enough damage to that one. But in the meantime, top lane tower breaking.
Yeah, the issue is that Alfari's ultimate is just about to come off of cooldown. Obviously, if that had been available, you wouldn't have this severe of a trade where G2 are able to push in second tower because you would use the cannon barrage to eat up the wave. So I don't know if G2 purposely did it knowing that the cooldown was down, but found a really good window to secure a tower advantage in kind of this extended trade Rift Herald for bot tower.
And you can see G2 giving a lot of respect to potential cross-map play for OG as Jankos just ran through mid lane on his way to top, just threatening. But OG still ahead in gold for now, 400 up, balanced out by the 2 Drakes on the side of G2. And remember, these are 2 teams tied at 9 and 3. If G2 wins, they'll be tied with Fnatic for the ultimate first place tiebreaker. If OG wins, it's a big middle finger to everyone hyped for that one, and they say, we belong on top, we're the captain now, which I think is also hype.
Well, they ruined the script. Origen can have the last laugh.
It's good, though. They can fall down with Misfits, tie for 3rd, or they can rise up. One of these teams is going to do it. One of these teams will be even with Fnatic at the end of the day.
So at this point, Origen are completely fine to continue to farm. Naturally, you want to get more itemization into Upset, so they just need to kind of protect him, keep him safe. If you find a pick, that's going to feel good, but this should be about protecting Agent Upset, funneling gold onto him.
I love that ward, though, just outside of the control ward's vision. It's actually giving them so much vision that I don't even think OG know about. It's perfectly between
3
2
control wards. There's 3 of them. Where's our circle?
We had to turn it off. As we've learned, casters, when encountering technology, doesn't work. So we just take technology away.
They're winning the war.
Skynet is alive and well. Jankos, though, might have to be careful. I miss it, too.
Just imagine the circles. We'd point out this beautiful trifecta of wards and that single ward.
We'll get paint. We'll draw on the giant screen. There's a name for it. If you're at home, imagine it. Projector.
Okay.
I'm going to inform the word as projector.
He's going to have to teleport out.
Oh?
He's got 3 people running down at him.
Luckily, no CC from the GP means it's totally fine. All right. Gold about dead even now.
I kind of wanted him to ult back.
Yeah, that's my thing that I kind of miss.
He TP's out, ults back.
Ults back, goes for the all-in.
What did we used to call it? The Echo relocation?
Echo relocation. I like that. I never called it that, but that's an excellent name. And now we have, I think, the fishing for engages stage of the game. Both teams moving, running back and forth. Good news for OG is they just got a TP advantage just by committing those resources to the bottom side. They also think they have perfect vision control over Baron. Of course, that single ward is... When they look back at this replay, it just left. But when they look back at this replay, they're going to be upset by that.
We will remember you fondly. So the teams are refusing to give up mid lane priority because this Drake is about to spawn. Now, it's not really the Drake that I think anyone cares about. It's Cloud Drake. It's really the fight. We know that G2 want to fight.
It's
Origen
an arena.
are feeling very confident as well.
And we said we wanted to know if OG were coming for a fight. My question is, are they going to put on their brass knuckles and get in that pit? Are they going to stand back? Are they going to wait?
They're going to place the Oriana ball on top of Xerxes, and they're going to make sure that they hit a viable target.
I like that they're standing together right now. The engage could come through. OG, just pull the trigger. Nope, not for now. Xerxes can now try to look for the fall. Destiny's already been cut out. That's going to be a beautiful parallel convergence to lock down the stun. Alvari's forced to use the oranges a little bit early. Perk's locked up for now. Wants to get back. Snaps back into the team. Can now dash out to safety. The snare is there. Xerxes in the back line is getting nothing done. There's no follow-up. There's no damage here. Perk's using a bit more time. Cap's now retreating. Upset. All eyes on the 80 carry, but a big chunk of damage traded back. A messy exchange. But G2 get the Cloud Drake. However, OG have priority over the mid lane.
Yeah, they've got a lot of members, and they have more health and a lot more mana to work with, so they got the wave pushing in. Yeah, they lost that Cloud Drake that you were talking about, but with Gangplank standing there and the threat of Oriana and Gangplank barrels, I think G2 have to respect this one. I might say Origen traded up. Breaking that mid lane tower, very important.
I mean, Soul is the only concern at this point, and it's Cloud Soul. So nobody's that scared.
Taking another look at this one, Destiny initially caught out, takes huge chunks of damage, and is basically just CC'd for the longest time. Barely gets off his ultimate before Perks has to commit the flash to kill him, and like you called it, into the team fight. Xerxes dives onto the backline. I guess maybe you can say he's zoning, but there's no follow-up. He immediately dies. And then you don't have your big tanks. Luckily, though, Upset and Nuked Up push the rest of G2 off, is now Alfari.
But now G2 are angry, knocked back to the wall. Alfari's going to be in trouble. He's going to be taken out in an instant. It does give access, though, for OG to go straight to the Baron if they want to. They'll be down a man, but for a small opening, they will not have to deal with the Lee Sin or the set.
Just doesn't really seem like an Origen
kind of play. Yeah.
Especially when you're sitting purple-white as your Aphelios itemization to just immediately...
Oh, no.
Snap, pull the
Upset's
trigger.
been baited. I don't think the kick was used. Yanko's going to step forward. Perks, though, has to go right back, but that's the Echo Ult now gone. Upset half health. I think he has Legend Bloodline. It's usually what he takes, so he can, in theory, heal up here.
Should be noted that Wonder was also looking for a very deep flank there, and these towers being down for G2 is giving them so much access where they push this wave forward. Alfari is constantly having to check it. We've heard on the analyst desk how Origen refused to give up waves. You are seeing a bit of sharing is caring between Nukeduck and Upset. Nukeduck like, it's fine, I'll play the utility Oriana, cost-effective build.
Yeah, Nukeduck, the TP back to mid lane, I think was a clear commitment to protecting that. I'd look back at that one. I wasn't exactly sure what the logic is there, but it does mean that they're not giving up their mid lane tower. And it's an advantage that they hold over G2, as now we see the QSS coming in from Upset. It's going to make these fights even harder for G2 to execute on.
And Upset has been Captain Jack-esque with these QSSs, has his own highlight reel of just this spring split with how well he's been able to do with that. So we said slower team fights would favor Origen. It's an easier composition to execute. I prefer the scaling options here. And it gets that much easier when you have the QSS to any of the incoming potential CC, possibly from Perks.
Here's the thing about playing against G2, though, is it feels like Upset and OG are completely in the driver's seat, but Perks is still taking something on the side lane. They never give up anything for free. As a result, comes out just to clear the wave. Of course, Dragon's 2 minutes away. Baron is alive and well. We may end up in a situation where teams choose to trade those objectives, but I feel like we're gearing up for a big fight in the next few minutes.
I mean, it's obviously advantageous for G2 to not look for the big 5v5. We've talked about the clear potential Wombo combo from Origen. I think ideally, if G2 can play a 1-4 or a 1-3-1, depending on where they're at with their itemization with Echo and Wonder, and feel confident about the lane assignments.
Oh, big hook though. Mickey gonna try to disengage for the entire team. Ult's gonna take him out to safety. But now the follow-up's there. Perk's now trying to go in. The knockback is there as well. Alfari throwing in the cannon barrage. That's going to be big damage. Wonder knocking back. Xerxes leaping over the wall. Yanko still fishing for the kill on the Nukeduck. He will not connect on the Sonic Wave. Destiny finds the lockdown. Alfari still alive and well. Upset still alive and well. OG coming in on top in the fight. So far, it is just the 1-for-1.
Who were we fighting over there? Was it the Wolf Camp? Was it the
I mean,
Orc?
Mickey got caught, and I guess G2 thought this is our time to shine.
So it was Mickey. They're like, not today.
And Mickey does make it out. He had made it out before they committed all their cooldowns, but we can look. You can judge for yourself the logic here.
Okay. It's clearing out, but they're just sitting there waiting in a bush. Origen were stacked thinking that they could make the pick. That's what happened. But I still feel that G2 don't necessarily have to dogpile into this, that they could just play lane assignments 1-3-1.
Ooh. And if Yanko sits that Sonic Wave, I think the fight is actually just over. I think Nukeduck dies. G2 gets the cleanup, but still trading blow for blow. 7-7 in kills. Gold is dead even. In this game, living up to all the hype and expectations. Only difference are these Drakes.
G2 just, they refuse to give an inch. They will not give you anything. You have to work for everything from this team.
Yeah, they're not a fan.
So scrappy, as that's a very deep teleport, and here comes Perks. Through the back line, watch upset.
How long is the flank gonna take? Slow comes in from the hose. Perks on the backside. Parallel convergence is going to be big. Upset caught in the middle. Locked in. Stunned, but the QSS is beautiful. He gets the kick out, and now he's safe. Upset now has to get out. Going away. Ulti comes in. Big damage.
Oh, no!
Shockwave misses. He didn't know where the ball is attached. Nukeduck throws that one away. Yanko's now on the front line. He's going to get two. Zach now going down. It's going to be the third kill for G2, and a single moment of misexecution costs OG everything. Cloud Soul for G2. Priority on the Baron. 30-second death timers on Cersei and Nukeduck. That was a disaster.
And at the top, it is literally the tiniest moments. Like you said, a split second, a single mis-execution there that possibly cost Origen everything in this game. It was tied. It was so close.
Gold's still close. It was a close fight, but this Baron is going to change everything. Upset alive and well.
Cannon Barrage also available.
They just saw parallel conversions used. They can step forward. The TP now being used as well. Cannon Barrage just to dissuade this from happening, but the set is going to be a big problem. Just body blocking them from entering the pit. Facebreaker comes in. Good damage. Maybe OG can take the following fight. Destiny moving forward. All eyes on Upset. If Upset goes down, this fight will not work. Continues to go in. Multiple members of G2 leaping over the wall. Wonder's going to be sacrificed here. Pulled back. Good damage comes in. G2 can turn the fight. Dogged down! Are you serious? Now G2 are the ones on the hunt. Moving in. Upset taken out. G2 prey on Origen's beliefs. They thought they had won the fight. They thought they were the ones hunting G2, but you are not locked in here with OG. I forgot that one. I absolutely botched that one.
It is you are locked in here with me. He is the pink boss, Dracos. And he slammed him.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's not the best moment to botch a call.
It's a weird day. Okay, that was super hype. Very cool. It kind of goes back to my belief that like G2 can play whatever they want. And when they play a bunch of hippity-hoppity, bouncing around champions, fun to watch in team fights.
And you love to see it. Big ulti into big set ulti. Into, well, now G2 are firmly in control of the game. It is only a 2K gold difference. There's always the potential for OG, of course. But the question is now, how do G2 use this advantage? Do they just move out into 1-3-1? Looks like the answer is yeah.
Okay, Origen, we need to see it. I want to see the Wombo combo at least once this game. It virtually cost them the game because it lost them the Drake access as well as this Baron, but there is still time. I believe.
Potential's there. No Infernum, though. You're not going to get the true Wombo combo with Upset, but still, he could be the one to set it up. Yanko's just moving in on the side. And now, Perks trying to go toe-to-toe with Alfari. Of course, the ulti cooldown for Echo very low at this point in the game now that he's at level 16. Yankos will not get locked up here.
Yanko's obviously so confident on this Lee Sin with the mobility, constantly looking for flanks, seeing if he can find someone in the backline. Yeah, do not be fooled. Ezreal, not just a mid-game champion, he scales very well. Especially
to a champion with absolutely no armor at this stage of the game. Felios uses the ult. No one wants to go in, though. Now Upset's going to be in trouble if there's any follow-up on the parallel convergence. It will not be there.
So they're waiting for Nukeduck. Nukeduck had to reset, obviously took a really big chunk. He's now refreshed. His flash is just about to come up, and now that he's grouped up with the team, this is going to be Origen's window where they look to 5v5, which is why G2, again, trying to get all these waves to crash at the same time, making Origen choose what call is going to happen.
Perks now running into mid lane. Just threatening, just forcing them back a little bit. Upset trying to try to clear the waves. Cersei now channeling the leap in. Where's it going to go?
The pressure is on, Origen. You do not have time to catch your breath here.
Perks now backing off. They know he has no ult. He's just going to zoom out of that one. Rest of G2 moving to the bottom side. They're just splitting up. They're not giving OG the dream situation that they want. OG really do just get one shot at this. That Orianna ult goes wide. It is not going to be the fight that they need. The game will turn against them. Cersei goes forward, gets pulled back by the Facebreaker, denied access for now. That's going to be the Orianna used. Before even Wonder gets to use the shield, he's taken down.
But a single member dropping there as the mid lane tower is traded for Wonder's life. Origen do manage to hold on to all of their inhibitors. So, silver lining there as they're now hunting. They still have Destiny's ult, I believe, to play with. Yep.
Oh.
Elder's going to have to be where they plant their feet.
Cannot afford to give that one up. Perkz not 100% winning out on these trades on the side lane, but with Elder, he definitely will.
So with the Clouds...
Oh,
Oh.
Hello? Oh, generous charity, not embarrassing mistake. Got it. There you go. To be fair, one of these champions has basically no mana items. So.
Okay, by handing over the blue buff, and now with double Cloud, Perkz' ultimate is on a 24-second cooldown.
What?
Yeah.
That's very gross. That is really obnoxious. Alfari is going to hate his life if he has to defend this tower. Because it doesn't matter. You can knock him down to 30% health and he just ults it all back. Oh, for OG though. I mean, the dream is not dead. It's a 4K gold lead. Yes, it's a soul, but it's Cloud Soul. It's not the biggest deal.
We just talked about how Echo has a 24-second.
Echo, but like, Echo can have a 24-second ult cooldown, or everyone can just never die from Ocean Soul. So you know.
I'll pick my poison.
Yeah, exactly.
There we go. This is the 1-through-1 that we were talking about with G2. They're actually just shoving in waves. I think we're just waiting for Cloud as Caps.
Thursday?
Maybe caught.
QSS is there. The flash forward, the ulti, the rest of the team now chasing
That's
down.
desperation.
There's no damage here. The TP now coming in. Zerzay just going to leap out to safety. Very odd play, but Wonder suddenly finds himself at the back line. He can dunk down if he wants to, but he dies before he gets a chance to do it. Oh no, that's bad news for G2. OG can start to push forward here into the mid lane.
That went from a frustration Origin play with like, we just want to kill someone.
Now Zerzay's going in again. Caps, not going to get the connection there. Big damage coming in from the barrels. But Perkz, he knows they want the Elder Drake. He knows that they have to take it. So in the meantime, he's set his sights on this inhibitor. No one can stop him. G2 ready to end the game if OG overcommit to this objective. How far he can go in, but how's he going to be 24-second Echo Walt?
All G2 have to do is actually delay Origin.
Oh, big damage onto Alfari as well. Trying to reset on the passive, good. Shots connect. Is going to dodge away from the stun, but still a big shield on a Perkz. Ulti now been used. Huge health advantage. Meantime, while get the picture-in-picture up on the full screen. That's going to be the fight that matters.
He's just going to shred through these. He's got a Lich Bang.
Slowly tripping down the towers. In the meantime, keep your eyes on the Elder Dragon. And this is the thing about fighting G2 is you never just get to take an easy fight. You never get to take a simple option. Perkz trying to buy a bit more time, but now Fari's going to look to finish this one off. Tries to flash into safety. One shot, trying to burn him down. Meanwhile, fight at the bottom of your screen. Big shockwave, but G2 do not care. They've cleaned up the entire fight. It does not matter if Alfari can 1v1 any player on the face of the planet, because at the end of the day, G2 as a team are here to dominate.
And the two ultimates actually came through for Perkz right there, as Alfari was trying to outduel him, but as you said, G2 win the fight around the Elder, and they look to finish what Perkz started.
Alfari versus the world once again. The GP ult's up. He's trying to clear the waves before they get to the tower, but he's going to get pulled back. He's going to get dunked down. He's going to get knocked out. And just like that, we've got it. The match of the week. Two teams tied at first place, 9-3. threw at him. Nuke Duck 2, who played so aggressive in that early mid lane matchup, it was really cool to watch, actually, just to see how Origen could just, no hesitation, go toe-to-toe with an Echo in those trades. That said, they just moved him across the map. There was not a lot to do there.
Yeah, Jankos went on the attack, and no one could deal with him. That was